Mr. Allen. Okay. Okay, clock is fixed. Yeah, yesterday, good morning, ladies and gentlemen that are here with us already. The clock app that I have up here is set to my computer, and my computer time kept oh, I see this isn't hang on, this is not right. Let me try to fix this down here. Anyway, what I was saying is my computer time was off, so we had to look up like what's going on. And I guess there's a little battery in the hard drive that can be low, and then you have to wait for like Google to sync up or whatever. You have to. It doesn't always sync up, and you got to replace the battery, which I have no way of knowing how to do myself. So I just had to resync it. So I might have to keep doing that. There could be a time where that's not, it's not done correctly. So I have to keep. So be careful watching the clock. That's all I'm saying. Long term, I think I got it fixed for now, but I don't know. So that is now not working again. Let's just see. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay. Can you see all that stuff? Yeah, you can. Okay. All right, I've got the ticker and the stream, the scroll, and the clock. And the clock seems it is correct now up there, so that'll stay correct through this whole session. So if you didn't see the recap yesterday, ended up making enough money back on Tesla, where Charlie and I were on this account over $150 plus for the day, even though I was down 200 and something. And I went over, showed each stock that was red, and so if you watch the recap, you'll see all that. The point is, we came back, and we did it, and that was good. It was successful. So I'm working from a subscriber had asked me to work on a script they were getting with some other trader, and that was on TradingView, but I am working on it right now. And this is one of the things you'll see is the pre-market high and pre-market low marked with a price. And then as soon as the market opens, you're going to see the ATR levels come in, as well as the close and open and close of the previous day. Now, a lot of that trader, what he did is he trades breakouts. I watched he trades a 15-minute and a 5-minute breakout, which is kind of covered in the Day Trading Volume 4. So I haven't actually seen him trade, but he seems like he's doing the breakout strategies from Day Trading Volume 4 put out by the $1 Million Margin Club. And then he makes some cool labels to help him and does 5-minute, 15-minute, and 30-minute breakouts. That's the best I can figure from watching one of his videos. I could be completely off on that. So I can't keep up with all the people that are doing different things. But some of them are pretty good, too. So the scanner that I have up here now is now available at the $1 Million Margin Club. Is this the right one? No, it is not. Okay. So let's see. This is, no, too many scanners. This is where I need to go, right there, down to here. All right, this has got 6 custom scripts in it, and it is now available over there. And this was specifically designed by me to pick up movers you know, the level 2 moving at least, the criteria has to move at least 15 cents up or down in a 1 minute candle, right? Within a 1 minute candle range. It has the spreads not up here. Hang on. The entire thing is not up here yet. Let me get the columns. I don't have the columns put in here. Yeah, this says 20, but it's actually okay. So this has the spread here too. That's all part of that stuff you can get over there. Yeah, I kind of want that next to volume. So one of the things you find out when you trade these fast-moving stocks, and what can throw it off, is the spread. Being a really high spread can make it seem like the stock is moving more than it really is. So I had to really get into it to make sure that that wasn't being affected on the range of it. So now you're getting something that really is moving, that has an ATR greater than 3. So you're getting some good choices here. That you still have to. There's no way to get out the hard to borrows. You just have to put it over here so you can see. But anyway, this scanner is now available if you're interested in that, and it should be pretty cool. So now I'm going to look at some of the ones at the open. So here is one of them we may want to take a look at. Let's see what this looks like. So we're going to find different stocks is the point that I'm trying to make, which should be, that was kind of the purpose of this month, was to try to break outside what we've been doing and find some other stuff. I'm not going to mark the fibs on this because this is why this popped up, because it's a big mover today. Let's see about this one. This one I marked out yesterday. That still holds on the 10-day fib. Yeah, this would not be correct, though. I like the way that's consolidating right there. So, oops, no, I don't want to do that. So let's get the 2-day fib set up correctly here. Come on. I did go into quite a bit of technical analysis yesterday and took another live trade in the recap. Let's look at historical data. This might be one we might want to look into trading because it hit the scanner, which means it is moving in a way that we should be able to trade it. I don't know. I think I'd wait for historical data. Let me just see. What's the spread on that one? Yeah, this one doesn't have the spread on it either. There it is. Okay. Loading the spread over here. All right, guys, we're not going to be trading right at the open much. I might take a look at the opening candle of some of these, but actually, let me take a look at the news real quick just to make sure. So what do we have today? And NFP announcing. Those are the big things, job stuff. So Broadcom, AVGO, the one we just looked at, strong earnings. And we may want to follow that up today. We'll take a look at that. Yeah, let me go over to that just so we're ready at the open. Might want to jump on. That's an expensive stock, but we might want to jump on that. Because people will just jump in right then. There'll be some profit taking, and it might be good to get a dip and go up with it. Tesla, unprecedented $1 trillion pay package for Elon Musk. Wow. Tesla's market cap, $8.5 trillion. That's news. Well, let's see. Google neutral. QQQ bullish trend, slightly bullish on SPY. Nvidia cautious neutral. Apple neutral. Tesla bullish. Yeah, Tesla, man. That's the one that's going to jump. So I just changed my mind for the open. Let me take a look at that. So I traded that a bunch yesterday to recover. Let me get that. Look at it already go. Wow, it's already way up there. Holy crap, huh? So the question is that it? That's the, now you're running into like, that's probably it now. you know. But you have a high way over here, 355. That might be really worth riding up on a dip or just jumping on it at the open. Risky, very, very risky. But you know how I am. I say don't do as I do as I say, and I would not trade that. That's you should not trade anything at the opening candle, guys, obviously. But there's guys here that will drop in 2,000 shares like nothing on that. So it's your tolerance, risk tolerance, right? Just there'll be people in this studio that will drop some even 5,000. And they'll walk away with 25, 30 grand in a split second. Or they lose. So, but I would say I'm very bullish on this, actually, even though it's up. So I would try to look for a dip. We're going to stop right now and take a look at, try to see what this looks like as we zoom in here. So it's dropped off its pre-market high. That would definitely be an entry point if it's down here, to set that to enter if it breaks it. But I think what's going to happen, like it seems to always happen, is right when we get a couple minutes from the open, you're going to see this break that level. It's just going to go way up here. So then you have to say to yourself, like, God, what do I do here? And then if you go in pre-market anticipating that, you could get a big dip, a big sell-off that takes, the rest of the day to start to go up. So it's not really, it's more of a long-term trade then, more of a swing. So I stopped taking those pre-market. I still trade pre-market, but I'm saying for this type of a situation, I would worry about that. So guys, if you just jumped in here, this is the Professor from Day Trading for Success. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. You should seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor. You'll see me basically follow this type of a strategy where I only enter in a portion. I usually do never trade the opening. I recommend you never trade the opening candle, but you'll see that I do it more for the excitement, which is not a reason you should trade, or out of boredom, or out of anything else. And yesterday things went wrong for me when I used that strategy I just showed you. I was down a couple $100. Then I came back with Tesla, and I ended up being green for the day, which you can see the recap. But you can expect to see me here at some point during the day and other videos. We are in the process of starting to revamp how that's all going to work out so that it's more sustainable for me, because I'm ending up trading and recapping and doing it. It's 6 to 7 hours a day. I can't continue to do that. I have other stuff in my life I need to do. So we're trying to decide as a team here how to balance that and still get stuff out for you guys. If there were 1,000 people tuning in, then we would get a bigger team. We'd see different people on the mic. We do all kinds of things. But right now it's kind of very slow, of a real loyal people that have been with me forever, and I do appreciate it. So it all comes down to how you want to do it. So I have been working on a new script based on a subscriber that emailed me and asked if I could do this from another trader. So I am in the middle of that, if you're listening. And it's different. His was on TradingView, so I can do it on TradingView, no problem. But I'm trying to get it to work on Thinkorswim, and they have different parameters here. Yeah. So It looks like this is going to go through here. So we've got just a few minutes to the open. So I probably, and then after I take a risky trade, if I do at the open here, then I will slow down, take a beat. We're going to mark out a couple of other stocks based on the new scanner settings. We might go back to Broadcom and see how that's doing. That is up from 306 to 352. That is insane. I think we're going to be getting some profit taking at the open there. I might be just picking the wrong stock here. Maybe I should just go over there. I'm sure that's going to go up. So either one of those, if you're looking to do, a very, very short trade, you might want to wait till the second candle. A lot of people think that Elon Musk started Twitter, but he didn't. Tesla, but he did not. He just bought in and then got control. It wasn't his company. That's one of the things he does. He just takes over, acquires, hires brilliant people, and that's all I'm gonna go. That's as deep as I'm gonna go on that. So. Is Elon Musk smarter than me? Oh, yeah. No doubt there. Oh, yeah. Respect. Respect. Yeah. Will I do massive amounts of ketamine? No, I will not. Everybody's got their issues, right? So, we're going to look around. That's kind of what you can expect this morning as we're zooming in. We've got 3 minutes till the bell. So I probably will jump on here, and then I'll probably quickly go over to Broadcom and see what that's doing. I could actually do that right here, guys. AVGO. Let's take a look at that at the open. As that's moving, I'm just going to see to pop over there or not, but I'll be watching Tesla first. Yeah, what I would like to see is, I'm getting ready to think about going into the ladder here. So the pre-market high is 348.30. We're right there. It's too close because it could just boop and then flush, taking profit. So that's just too close for me to jump. But I might think about up here, so that's 3. Yeah, I think about going in at 349. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a buy in at 349 and see if it gets up there. Oops, I went too far. So we'll buy. Oh, is it going to go up now? Is it going to go up and pick me up? I don't want it to be. I want it to be on a way up strong to pick me up. And if it does a dip first, I'm out of danger, right? I'll just cancel that order and then try to catch it in a different spot if I trade it at all, which is still a big if. So we've got a little over 30 seconds. Trying to use this pointer more than what I was using, which was the pan, because then it'll keep the labels. Yeah, see, it took these labels away. I want to kind of keep those labels, but I know what that is right there now. So the other labels are about to pop up here that I've been working on this new script. Here we go. Let's see what we can get here. Maybe a quick little trade here. Didn't pick me up before it flushed, which is why I went up that high, just in case. Now it's gonna. It already picked me up and it's not showing it. Yeah, that was annoying. That was very annoying that it picked me up but it didn't show it, since I could have already got out for a profit if I wanted to. So I tried to get out right there on the first candle. If I hit market, it would have just destroyed me, so that's why I didn't. But I'm thinking about it now. So $52. Now you could say, why didn't you wait for longer? I could. I still feel on the 1 minute candle, you're risking a lot. All the people that dropped in 5K, 1K, they made big money. They might still be riding this, so I'm going to look for a pullback to get in it again. Where's all the labels? They're not here. Time axis 20. They should be here. They didn't come up, so my new script isn't really working very well. Let's see here. Yeah, they're not up here. I don't know where they are. There they are, way over there. At 9:51 for some reason. I do not know why. I'll have to work on that. Wow, it's just taken off. Look at that, huh? Wish I would have stayed in it now. Okay, so we'll look for any kind of a drawback here and keep riding this move for a minute, and let's see if it. I was looking for the 352, but it's not giving it to me. Anything more back down there, guys? Wow, it's just going to go straight up. I'm going to try that there to get it at 80. Okay, so I got it at 80. That's a bit risky. So I'll get ready to sell out if it does a flush here. I do have a cushion. You know how often I do this and it wipes it all away, you know. But I'm trying to capitalize on more, and there it goes. What a shame. There goes my $50. I'm getting ready to get out. I'm just going to get out. So I have a small loss. I'm not going to let that go to $300. So there it is, right? There's nothing to judge here. It's just like happenstance. Is that going to work? I don't know. I mean, I think I had it right in the beginning, and I do think it's going to go back up, but I can't be sure. So I would look for another dip down here, maybe closer to the 51. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and try that dip. That's a pretty big dip there to catch it back up again. So, and then the idea would be to let it ride way up here, like not just jump out where I'm even again, you know. So let's get it up into the 53s and make some bigger money up here. That's 51.86. So we're nowhere near where I want to. Taking the chance to make more money, not to just come back to where I was. So. Because I believe it's not done going up. That's what I believe. But what I believe. People took their profit. Now they're going to jump on. Now, is the confidence on this news high or not? How high is it? The longer it takes to break this, the more scared I get. You know, at least break 352, for God's sakes, guys. Yeah, not good. Drop below my entry there. I would actually add to this on the way back up. That's how bullish I am. Here's where it opened. Is it going to punish me today? Could have walked away nice and green, and here I am doing what I didn't want to do. I'm like 48. I'm $2 off. My position is getting worse. I have this confidence that this is about to recover. Is that just stupid? I don't know. Hopefully some of you, if you got in it, and you just kept your money and didn't keep doing it. But like I said, you don't really want to do this. 350, break 350. I'll add to position. There it goes. I'm going to go for it. All right, so now I'm 100 shares. Now I'm in more danger. I'm at the 29 cents. Waiting for this to build up here, up to the magnet. I won't hold as long if it starts to go down now that I have 100 shares. So every dollar is $100, so it can move $1 in a split second, as you guys know. I'm still looking for the recovery up here to get bigger money. I know it's going to hurt me on market, but when I get out, I want to get out, especially if it starts to flush. Oh, I held it longer than I should have already. This is a stair step down. This is not what I wanted to see. I think I'll set my day loss at 200. I'm just thinking it through on this stock because I know I can recover that easily enough with this exact strategy. So I'm going to go for the bigger money on this. Oh, wow. Look at how the AVGO went down. AVGO, however you pronounce that name, AVGO. So everybody took profit there. So I definitely was on the right stock to go up, but now it's going down too. So could get lesser loss here if I want to give up on this upward move, which I'm getting closer to doing here. It's starting to grind here. Magnet pulled down, not what I want to see. Really thought it was going to go. I think it's done. It's done its move. That's what I'm trying. I'm realizing that that's its big move up. So now it's just managing this position to try to get the best loss I can get. Really, it's getting worse. So swaling down rather than up. Not a good way to start. Not a good. I always punish myself, so I have to work out of a hole. It's waiting to go up for me to sell. Oh boy, guys, come on. Yeah, it's just torturing me here right at this let's lose $100 right now. Oh. And it could be far worse. So thinking it through, getting ready to pull the trigger here. Easy to recover right now. Price action right at me to pump it up here a little bit. Here we go. Let's make the move. There we go. Come on. At least get me green for the day before I chicken out. That was momentum pushing it the opposite direction there. I'm done being tortured. Okay, the next green I see on the day, I'm going to get out if I get another chance. I'm just not, I don't want to play the reindeer games here anymore. It should have kept going there. That's too bad. A lot of people pushing this down right now. It would have made me lose if I got out at $7 on the day. Need a little bit higher than that. No, I'm just going to get out. All right, 22 down is not that bad. Watch it fly upward now. Interesting how this just went straight down. I wonder if this is going to grind out, All right, so that was about as close to gambling as you can get when you trade. No rhyme or reason there. Now, as this starts to consolidate, we may have a really good strategy-based scalping here to trade. Keep this setup. See that? There you go. There's $100 right there. I told you that's what was going to happen. I told you. I'm right. I'm right when I lose. All right, so let's see. Let's take a look at Coin is saying that it's, wow, Coin has a 37-cent spread. Wow, we don't want to do that. I'm looking over here at the scanner here just to see if there's stuff we can use, and we really want to stay with the tighter spreads up there. Figma is hard to borrow. That's got a good one. AMD, I already have a swing on. This one looks interesting, although it's down. Core weave. Let's see what core weave price action looks like here. Tell you what, I'm going to get rid of this stupid, I need my pan button back. Because that indicator isn't working anyway, so I'll come back to that indicator. So this went down. Looks like it's consolidating between two fibs, which is a good. This is more like not gambling when you see stuff like that. Yeah, so there you go. You've got it at your ATR right there. Oh my God, I have too many lines. This one looks pretty good, guys. I'm looking at the price action here. Although the spread's bigger than I like to see. It's, is this stuck? No, it's just not going there, huh? Maybe this isn't as good as, there we go. Okay. Now we wait and see for a good setup. So it's dropped down. It's fighting its way back up. The spread's a little not quite as good as I want. That can sometimes work to an advantage if they pick you up fast enough. I mean, this volume's okay. Definitely moving back up. You can see the bigger retracement here. Oh, let's get this back to the right. Yeah. There's a dragonfly or a doji. Yeah, I'm hesitant to go short here. It looks like it's. See, they're saying to acquire. There's news that Well, that's an old story. That's the third. Okay, so buying a dip down here might be the way to go. Let's see. That's right against all the moving averages. Let me give it a shot. Does it pick me up at 73? See the spread already? If you can get out, if you get picked up, got an amazing spread here. It could work in your favor, but its question is how easy is this going to let me out if I get in? That's what I worry about. So I'm in now. I've really got enough right there if it picks me up at 87. That's a great trade. It got one share. You see that? This is bad. This doesn't look good. I don't like the way it's doing this. It's not good. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the problem with the big spreads, right? So it's on the way back up. There's 85. There we go, 14 bucks. But man, I did not like how that moved. So we're getting away from that one. So it's supposed to work better for me than that. That's a 3-cent. This is a 5-cent spread. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That is definitely more than a 5-cent spread. So what's going on here? All right. So we're discovering different stock criteria for this month, guys. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. We're kind of experimenting to see if we can find some decent ones. Oops, we are right here. Decent ones to go to on a regular basis here. Where is the price action? Right there? Right, there it is. Same thing. We got a big wide spread here. It might be tradable, though. I'm going to lower my share size and just see. Yeah, that one's straight up, huh? Why is that not? It's not letting me zoom in. Nope, it's just going to do that weird freezing thing. But I can still see what we're trying to see here, which is a straight up move. So what is the news on this? Okay, I'm going to try this on a dip, on an upward move. See if we can get a decent dip here. So you look over here, I've got 12 cents if I got picked up on that at the time. So let's see if that can, on an upward swale, we'll try to get out if it swales up. It's not doing that now, but look at the asks more than the market maker on these. So does seem to be crowning up here. There it goes. So that's pretty high. I was going to say it didn't show. I only had 50 shares, but it didn't show the money that it really was there, so it was pretty good there. So I could have stuck into that for a bigger move. It looked like it was going to create a flat top here, though, so let's see if we can get a drawdown and try to get up again on this one. So I'm looking down here more closer to the even dollar to try to pick up maybe a little below 172. We're using the whole and half dollar levels here and then try to ride it back up because it looks like it's still going up. So looking closer to the even dollar, even below the 172 would be better. Nope. Okay. This is not hard to borrow, right? Nope, easy to borrow. So we can go short on this. Not sure you'd want to do that with this spread and this the way it's jerking around here. It does have a lot of volume, guys, for this stock. The way I'm surprised that the spread isn't staying tighter with this level of volume. Not going to hit 172 again, is it? Now we might want to look for 172.50 and try to catch a dip. Trying not to just mindlessly chase it up, although had I done that, we'd have a nice profit. Man. Somewhere here it's going to say enough is enough, and that's right when we'll go long, right? And I got no indicators, so this isn't the brightest setup trade. I got nothing except chasing a stock right now. Nothing's going on here, so be careful. Look for a good flush here. More than that. I'll try that. 75. Got it at 75 cents. Try to get out. So I got a quick trade. It filled me much quicker, which was good. So I hold hope that maybe there's a chance to do this on this stock. So 73, it's stalling at the even dollar. Let's see if we can get it to dip below it again. That was 96. Really showing strength here at the even. Well, it went down to 86 for a minute. I would have caught a good trade there. There it was again. Seems like it's breaking down, though, so be careful. Let's take a look at the price action here. The buyers were at the top. Look at the Scalp Pro meter when you have these kind of stocks to kind of judge, is it weakening did it make it to the top of the, I'm going to try to get in down there. Okay. So once again, I got in down in the 70 cent looking for it to break over 73 again, and then yeah, there it is. I'll try to get out with that. So we're slowly climbing up on this one. So it seems to be holding that level there. I'm not sure what that level is. The pre-market high. That's what that green level is right there. That's the market magnet high there, or the high of day right there, actually. So which is one and the same. It might be that we want to hold at the, we'd rather it be down in this area than at the 73 even. Yeah, it stopped going down that low now. Wow, it's really making a move. When something like this happens and I don't have a real big catalyst, I worry that it's just going to suddenly just fall off right when you're counting on it. Oh man, I think if I get in it again, I'm going to hold it longer on a dip here, guys. So this is scalping. So it's not consolidating like we're looking for. So we're chasing it more like I trade on Lightspeed, but much, much lower share size here. So just trying to carve out $150, $200 or something. Let's see what we can get on this one. So I'm going to look for a dip down here below 174 now. Anything below 174, like in the 80s, 73.80, 173.70. Just a punch down there. Yeah, you have to keep deciding where the low is on if you're buying the dip, or you just get in it and ride it up. I try to go for the best possible call here. It's fading a little. 10 cents. I'm going to try to get in right there. I get it at 02. Got it at 02. Now, I might hold this a little longer because I have a cushion, and then to get out, I will sell market if it starts to flush. Otherwise, I'll hold this a little longer and see if it's going to keep climbing up. Now, I have some room to take a chance to do that. Remember, this is not showing. It's actually more money than it's showing that I have. If you look at the ask, you can see the difference. Let's see how far this puppy will take us. There we go. That's a nice one. Now, I tend to try to take some of this when it gets this high. That's at 59 cents. 61. I'll go ahead and try to get out there at 61. There, we're up to $71. Now, I'm just taking profit as it goes, just because if it flushes, then I don't lose it all. So now we're looking at the 50 cent as a resistance here. So anything below that, we might want to try to grab, but it's not going to go back there. I'll try to get it right there at 52. Didn't pick me up. Canceling that order to just see if it looked like it was going to swale lower, so I canceled it. Now we'll go again, 44. Again, we have a cushion to ride this a little bit. And ready to get out. That's 20 cents down. The ask is almost to my position. To be careful if you go by the numbers, because these are not correct. It can't keep up with it. Yeah, so now it's hurting me more than it's actually showing there. 05, that's 30 cents down. I got to get out of that. Okay. So that really hurt me there on that one, but that's okay. So we had a cushion, took a chance, and I don't know if I want to buy a dip there because of what that just happened there. So what's the size of that? Yeah, it looks like it's going to keep going down. So I'm going to wait a minute to see if this settles, and then I might try to go longer on this. I think I lost like 30 bucks on that trade, so. I think we're green for the day at least, but not by much. Let's see what we could do. Let's see what we can do, guys. Nvidia's going up. Well, AMD is going way down. Wow. Tesla has gone up. It's gone up to, it's up to the 50. It's up near its high now. We might want to take a look at that again in a minute. See if this is going to give us some sort of a, it's pretty slow to trade this. Let's see if this is going to bottom out and start to consolidate. What's this price at now? So this is 173.50. I think I'm going to go back to Tesla, guys, and because the way it's moving. Oh, is that about to turn around? So Tesla is showing me the difference that I have about an $18 profit for the day. Now remember, on Thinkorswim, you don't pay trading fees, which is outstanding. Wow, hit that fib, hit that high, turned around sharp. We might get a big retracement here. This is stuff we can read, historical data that helps us narrow down the probabilities, so more in our favor. So now we look for support down here and try to ride this up. I would be long biased on this, even though it's already this high. Doesn't take much to make Tesla do stuff. That's the thing, right? So see how the sellers are weakening as it was going down. So look at your meter pro, because this really spells it out for you if you have trouble reading that price action. So I wouldn't be ready to jump in quite yet, you know, on that one. Inverted hammer. Might want to call that an inverted mallet. Every one of these is 50 cents. So this is moving. You know, these channels are, it's a whole and half dollar. So those are definitely moving. 15 just shows straight up and then a serious resistance at its high of ever. Well, for a long time anyway, not of ever. So, okay, market magnet just pulled down, pulled up actually, yeah. So I am thinking about a dip here, guys, to ride this up. So that's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to look for a dip on the 354 even if we get it there. 354 even. It was close. Missed it. Came to like 6 cents over here on the bid. Let's see if it gives me another chance down there. It looks like it's just going to go up, so I might jump in a little bit above that. No, missing the move here. Come on. 26 cents it could have got me at. 15. I'll try that. 17. All right. So now we're on a stock that can get you red fast. So we want to, I'm going to try to get green for the day first over here on this move. On this stock, I mean. So now at least we know we're like 42 bucks up when you take the two. Got out just in time for a dip. All right, let's see here if we can It made itself a nice little bear flag, so be careful. There's the pole, there's the flag. Although 1 minute patterns, really, especially on a mega cap, aren't ones that you get a lot of people following. And you want to trade with the crowd on these. But the even and half dollars you do. Wow. So do we want to go for the 50 cent down there and try to, is this actually reversing itself here, or are we getting a nice dip? 50 cent. I'm going to go in at the 50 cent if it hits it. Sound like a rapper. 50 cent. Wow. Went lower. I went ahead and took a chance even though it's rejecting right now. Let me look at the bigger picture here. If this is going to be a big retracement or not. I'm not going to ride this far, guys. I'm just going to get out if it keeps going. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, boy. Okay. I stayed past where I wanted to stay because it jerked fast. Looking for a recovery. Don't want to see it hit the full 50 cent there. 32.50. I'm looking at the bid there, seeing if it's going to recover off that. It seems like it hit a little liquidity pool there. Swaling up now, which is good. Not going to add to that move as it goes up. I'm just 15, 20 cents off my position, so it's not that bad, but that could be its little rise before it's about to. I'm just going to get out there. So, yeah, okay. It just looked like it was about to dip again, so I didn't take the chance. And, of course, it's going to go up right now. So you saw market destroyed me by like $10 there by getting out fast, but at least I'm so I got a good trade, and then I didn't, and I lost. I gave it all back again, and $3 more, I think. So I was looking to ride it up off of this level here. Now we're getting we got a hammer down here on the end of a downward trend, so that's not the best way to read that pattern. Yeah, that's why I didn't jump in there again. So this seems like it's making a much bigger retracement, and it's making me not want to stay on this because I don't have good data now. It's broken through the channel. So if it was going to sit here and do this, it would have been way better. But this is a big enough move where it's very hard to call unless you do big wide channels here down to this historical data, 349 or a little bit above 349. So that's $4. That's $4 down for a channel. Here's your VWAP, 351.73. Your target down is now 66. I mean, it's better to actually go short on this, but that stupid $1 trillion news sent it up. Okay, are we going to bottom out here? Show me some love to go long. The buy-sell oscillator was wrong. Momentum was right. Momentum saying go up now. Much short term. That's a very short term indicator. Trend is still up. As you can see, you'd have to get way down here to break the upward trend. This is actually showing reversal signs, so this is good. Maybe we'll get a... nope. Well, it's been all the way down to the 50 cent down here, so... give me a green. This one closes. Oh, this is still 40 seconds away. Oh, there it was, huh? We want to see another green candle, really. But that's already all the way up there, so... that was fast, huh? $2 up. Boom. Boom, boom. Missed it. Not jumping on that, guys. If anything, I'll short. I'll reject off that level. Off of a level of 355.87 is the high. This is 355.39. Typically, my stop loss would be my full position. So my full position here would be 250 shares. That'd be $250. But I don't really do stop losses. Somebody asked, could I give a stop loss, thinking that it was odd to go for 20 or 30 bucks when you might go down 200 first. No, it's not. It's not odd if you're accurate. But yeah, a lot of traders will say that's a crazy way to trade. Because what I do, my stop loss is based on price action and historical data. So if I think that there's a good chance looking at the data that it's going to go my way because I'm a data reader, then I'm not going to get out. I'm going to stay longer. So I purposely set my stop loss at an unreasonable height so that it gives me the option of reading the data and not saying to you guys, oh, I blew my stop loss. Oh, I blew my stop loss. So when I'm showing people, I find it's, it can be counterintuitive to make a stop loss that's really half of what you're going for. It's just not how I trade. I don't trade that way, and I do quite well not trading that way. But that is not for everybody, because I trust in my ability to most of the time read the price action correctly, larger term and shorter term. So if I think it's going to turn around, you'll see me switch to a swing even. If I think it's going to turn around, I'm $500 down, I'm $1,000 down, I'm swinging, I'm not going to take the hit because before end of day, it's going to go my way. And every day, I think I've taken maybe 3 swings since I've been trading on the stream. 2 went right, 1 has not gone right. It's AMD, and I look at it right now, and it's continuing to not go right. Oh my God, 152. So it happens. So that's become a hold for a quarter. So I have the funds that I can do that, and then I can add to it, and without margining, interest. And so I have these options that other traders might have. So that's why I say, do as I say, don't do as what you see. Don't trade as you see me trade. Don't follow my trades. I am not selling you a course, and I have to stand behind your profit and loss because I've sold you a course. No, I'm just trading the way it works for me, and I point it out, and then hopefully, and I try to put that risk management in for you because I care. Like, do have a stop loss, get out. That does not mean I'm going to do it, And the people that, and I've said this a lot of times on many, 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 many videos, but if you don't see it, then you look at it and you say, what is this guy doing? How come he's not, just like, because that's what I've said from the very beginning. And that might not be something you want to watch. That might not be for you. It works for me. I do really well, but everybody has to come up with their own strategy, right? You have to do what works best for you. Most of the time, I'm really, really accurate calling the direction, but the times I remember, and probably a lot of you viewers remember, are the times I'm not accurate. And, this month it's more like 84% accurate instead of 90 so far. Or last month it ended bad, but it still was 90%. I figured it out and read it, showed you guys on Trade Review. But yeah, you can have one trade if you get out that wipes your whole month. Like if I got out of AMD right now, I don't think it would wipe my whole month, but it would be painful. That's why I'm not going to get out. I'm going to hold it because I believe it will recover. And what I'll do sometimes is I'll just switch it to a long-term account. I have many, many Charles Schwab's accounts. I have some under corporation, some under my personal name. So I'll just switch it to a long-term hold. And I might even have someone else manage it and just pull that money aside for a while. I am lucky that I'm able to do that, but yet I'm showing you scalping techniques. So always keep in mind that you need to stick to your max loss. That's a trade I called wrong, and you should have got out at your max loss, not at $2,000 down or whatever it is. I can move it. I can do all kinds of things. I'm lucky that way. It's not like I haven't suffered through stuff before. Not like I've always been lucky. I worked hard for my luck. That doesn't even make sense, does it? Okay, so I'm still on the stock, doing a rant apparently, and it is completely not anything I would want to trade. Um, I'd be afraid to trade it short because of the catalyst it had and because of what it's done. It's not bottoming out anywhere, so I'm still afraid to go long with it. And I'm feeling like we're missing all kinds of opportunities again, getting that FOMO feel. Let me look at these scanners here. Let me pull this over. Actually, let me reopen the scanner for a minute. Rescan. Back to charts. So this is what I'm looking at and what I'm clicking on to get to the different stocks. So I look at the spread first, and make sure it's not craziness. And then I'm looking at the volume. Now, these are only going to come up if it's moving at least 15 cents in a 1 minute candle. So, our usual suspects are here, but we have a bunch of new ones that I was looking at to see. So here's Apple from its close to now. So Apple might be one to look at. That's one of our usual suspects because we know that always has good up and down price action, and it's got a very tight spread. This is all custom coded. Let's take a look at Hood. Wow, Hood dropped well below the 100 now. Huh? It's always been kind of bottoming out at that 100. Pretty big spread, probably some excitement over there. But it's short. I would be short biased on it. MU, I used to trade a lot. This one is way up. Why don't we take a look at that one, actually? MU looks interesting, guys. What's our spread on that? Is Tesla stopping now? Is it going to give us a reason to stay with it? No, I don't think so. All right, let's go to MU. Time is a burning. It's only got a 3-4 cent spread. Let me look at this might give us some opportunities here. Wow, it's definitely long biased. After the, after I go back and look after the day's over, I see all these great ones. I wish I would have traded, but especially if you have a bad day, you're not. And you got that one looked way easier. So I'm looking for something that's really easy in a consolidating channel. So this is nice looking because it slopes down, comes back up, hit that level twice. This level right here, the high, 29.60, we'll call it the 50 cent. So down here, as it breaks down again, we kind of want to look for a dip. I like the look of this. So how far is that? 50 cents. I can go 100 shares here based on this action. And let's see if we can find a stall down here. It's going to stall at 129. Right in the middle. We don't want to take a trade right here. We're right in the middle. So this line, don't get faked out by that. We need it to get down here where it was. So this is where a lot of the price stopped. I'm smoothing that level there. That's where a lot of the price stopped, or below is even better. So it almost hit it there. Again, grain of salt on that, but just giving me somewhat of a guideline. Seemed like people jumped in that. They were watching it. So here's where I would go short, though. So, or just as it spikes, I try to get a spike above it. In other words, I'm going to look at the price action as it comes up here. I'm going to look at the level 2 and see if it's going to punch it, or if it's just going to slowly, give me an opportunity to short right there. That's 50 cents. So 20, 15, 20, $30 trade each time we catch that. So we'll take a look here. Working hard for our money this month, huh? Jeez. Okay, that's good. I like the fact that it's dipping down there. I'm going to go ahead and get in off that level. So I got in off that level hoping it's going to recover up. I'm not going to overhold. There we go. See if we get that. 24. So we got 24 bucks right off the bat off that level. Now I just kind of smoothed it on the 5 minute, but now you got market magnets going to pull it up. If we can get a dip again right here, guys, the magnet's pulling it up. Let's see how low it goes. 85, 90. No, it's about to pop. So I was trying to get the best entry before it popped. Watch this pop up, and then this is going to go higher when it does. So This is a great indicator if you don't have it, the market magnet. Doesn't work all the time, but it stalled here and didn't pop it up. So, you know, staying right at this 29 even dollar mark. Now, the second time it spikes here, if it does, let's wait a little longer because the magnet did not pull up. Don't just jump in at that level again. I wouldn't. I would be thinking that it might go a stair step a bit lower. It's really found a spot where it wants to stop here. Yeah. Volume slowing down. Spreads 5 cents roughly. Let's look for a rejection off the 29.50 with a fail safe, not too much higher if it goes against us. Maybe 29.70 would be like 20 bucks that you'd want to get out. If you that's how I would just trade it without a stop loss. I would just trade it that way, like just smart trading. Like, wait a minute, it's breaking out here, so it's probably won't revisit the level we bought our, we got our trade in. If the chances of revisiting it, the probabilities got much lower. So that's a lot of the ways I will set my exit. Then I look at the indicators like the MACD and it's that one question about, could you please say your stop loss? It's making me say things more detailed. If you're listening, I appreciate the question. And then for those of you that wondered about that too, I do say it a lot, but now it stopped on the 14 and the 9 and the 20. This is all these crossovers are where you want to watch, and that's what the indicators will point out to you if you don't pick up on them every time they cross. That's the top of the market magnet, literally rejecting it every single time it gets near it. That's based on the 50% of the overall volume tweaked. There it goes, it broke it. So let's look a little higher up here to try to go off if we get up to the 50 cents on the ask, I'm going to try to get in right at that level. I'm going to keep watching to see how much it's rejecting. That was 10 cents in a split second on the level 2. I'm looking here, looking how when it pulls up, how far does it go down? Pulls up, goes down. That's each one of those could be a trade. You're in and out real quick. I'd like it to be more like 15 cents. Then it's definitely giving me the movement in between. That's why I set the scanner to pick up ones that are at least 15 cents on average. It's giving us that swailing action, so you just need to call when it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're going to get a quick trade. Just don't overstay. It's pretty much telling you right here, don't overstay those prices. In fact, get out ahead of it. Last 9 candles averaged. Wow, here we go. Okay, so look to see if is it going to just stop right there. Didn't quite go down to where I picked it up before. I'd like to see it go a little below it before I get in. You can see it didn't make a higher high here. It rejected. So let's look for it to break below that. Yeah, it went to 70. Maybe look closer to the 50 cent. I'm going to try to get it in there. All right, got me at 66. Not feeling real confident because it broke it, that level. Yeah, it went down below the 50. I should have waited. I thought I was going to miss the trade, so I jumped in it. Yeah, so it's broken that level. So now there goes our profit. So now you don't overstay your welcome here, guys. Just if you're losing this, just get out. Let's just see. I'm telling myself that too because I want it to go back to green again, but I'm getting worried that it's going to fade here. Yeah, 15 bucks down now. $35 on that trade. Showing signs of recovery, but then stops again. Yep, this is not going to be a good one. My average is like 50% today. It's terrible. Could just roll a dice. Waiting a little longer. Here we go. Now let's get a big, nice, fat recovery. Here we go. There we go. Come on, pick me up. There we go. So that right there is what turned it around. So that's your upper ATR level. And that's what it said. We're going to use that as support. So I just waited long enough to do that. And I wanted to see it break that level, and it didn't, and that was great. So before I got out, I was watching that close. It's also right there at the 28.50. So it ended up being a good trade, but it was a scare in me, as they say. Don't want to get too far upside down that we can't recover pretty quick. Tesla's my go-to to recover. I'll go up to 200 shares and just boom, 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 3 trades. I've got $200-$300. Just you can't count on it every time. Just like anything, you just can't count on it every time. But I get into a certain zone. It's almost like when I have to do it. Isn't that weird? It's like when I have to do it. Sometimes that Mark Douglas zone, I just feel like I can do no wrong, which is dangerous, very dangerous, but it is how I get, when you listen to these other traders talk, that are on YouTube, they all pretty much say the same thing. Once they start to become successful, they take way bigger risks because they can wait out the move. It's a huge advantage. There's no question about it. It's a huge advantage. You still need to know what you're doing, but there's a huge advantage to being able to wait out the move or to add to your share size and make the price so close that any little jump gets you out. That's a massive advantage. And I hear it over and over and over again from these different traders that who I'm talking about probably. And I'll have different strategies. One person that just does like platinum and oil and on a 4-hour chart and talks about how now I can, I have enough money where, I can hold trades, hold through the move. I walk away for a couple of days. She sets alerts. It's a female trader. But yeah, it's just like, I think I can kind of tell who's full of it or not, but I'm never 100% sure if they're just selling courses. It's one of the reasons I don't sell courses. It is what it is. You like it, you don't like it, Well, it's rejected before it even got there, guys. It seems like we're not going to get to that. We just make another level and smooth it out there like it's around the 30-cent mark. It seems we're tightening these channels a bit. Again, grain of salt with these, but they're guidelines to kind of, and then you use the real levels, historical levels, as maybe your fail-safe. Like, geez, it broke that level too, so now I think I'm going the wrong way. So now I'm looking for that ATR high to potentially go long again. Just way down here below 28.50. I'm not going to jump in ahead of time this time. Most of trading is you're just waiting. You're just waiting. Got a bigger cushion on this stock. I don't want to see that go away. That's kind of like my stop loss now. If I get a position that's more than 43 down, it's like, I might want to get out of that. Isn't that weird how it changes? Like, keep your money. I find that this low share trade is trading, share size trading is monotonously slow, and I trade a different way because it takes so long to get any money that you're just like, don't lose that tiny bit of money you got, So 53, there it goes. 47, I'm going to go for it. Oh, I think I hit it at 51. I'm going to cancel that. See if it dips below that. Well, I would have got it. I already would have got an 11-cent trade. It is stopping there. Can it give me another dip? I'll try it again. So that time I got it at 44. Oh, I like that. I think that's great, unless it's deciding to flush. That's a great trade. Okay, so we'll try it. I see the price action coming in here, and it scares me because it's going to pull the magnet down. So I tried to get out right there, and it didn't. It got 80 of my shares out, but not the rest. So I'm going to cancel and flatten. So that's how you get rid of the 20 shares without having to retype a bunch of stuff. Although it would have just picked me up. But so it made a nice tweezer move there. Wow, huh? That is a spot. It is stopping dead. So we can respect that right now. Try to get a dip a little below it. See, make sure it's not making a flat bottom breakdown here. But you had the market magnet just literally calling our channel for us, guys. It's the market magnet right there. Now that is taking the average 50. It's giving you a range of all the volume that's happened since the market opened on a 50% range, which is really good for large caps. And interesting to see if this is still set for large caps, this scanner, but you're going to see me get in a mid cap in here soon, as long as it does the movement on the, wow. Okay, so it did break it. I'm going to go for it. 28 cents. Did I get it? 27 cents. Canceling order. Came in so fast. I saw it looked like it was going to break down, so I canceled. I tried to get out there. Yeah, I should have just done market and got out. The spread was pretty high, so it kind of made me think about that, on how bad market was going to hurt me. But right now, this action, price action, is not something I like looking at to stay in this move. So I'm getting ready to get out of this. Give me a swale up. I tried to get out of the trade, and I tried to cancel it, but I couldn't get out fast enough. And then I was making money, so I went on the ask, and then it didn't pick me up, and now this happens so often. Yeah, so I actually lost money on that trade. But anyway, I wanted to get out of that trade. Reassessing. Yeah, would have made money, but it looked really funny down there. So that's your pre-market high. That's your ATR high. Thought it might be starting a real breakdown there, so I just said I'm out. Here's where it opened, was right in this area here. Is that the open? No, pre-market high. There's the open down here, 27.77. Pre-market high is 128. Looks like ATR high. That's what I was calling that. These labels disappear because of the way I have the time axis. Every time I pan, it throws it off. So I'm not sure we're going to get an opportunity to short up there again. I think it's finding a new channel down here. So going long would be down here now, more closer to the 128 for me. Looking for the 128 to try it again, guys, and go long. See if we can break this over $100 on this stock. You can see if you were careful and you just played this for a couple hours, you could definitely make, or hour and a half or what, you could make your $150, $200, $300. Just careful, this type of scalping, looking at the levels, watching the price action. You can see it just passed, the volume just passed this going down. This is a strong down move. It makes me take pause. You know, if it was that strong and I just slammed into this, I would wait before I got in. I would have waited. So you just got to think about stuff like that. But the magnet's right in the center of this action here. Well, actually, it's near the low, so this could pop down soon. Yeah, it's definitely 23-cent target down, 19 cents target up. So it's short bias right now, but still on an upward trend overall. When I say bias, I mean real short term, you know, so when you're using this as your bias, that's 9 candles back. So 9 1-minute candles. But when we're scalping like this, that's kind of what we do. We're looking for little, very, very short-term stuff and try to capitalize on that and just don't overstay your welcome. Like I say, like you're waiting on a surfboard, you're waiting for the wave. You jump on the wave as it gets to near, the move you want it to make, and then you jump off before you hit the rocks, and that can happen real fast. So you don't get over greedy. The way you make more money is you raise your share size. That's how you make more money. Don't stay in the trade. Okay, I'm going to go for it. It should be pick me up at 85. It hit it pretty hard, but 80 was the other level. Okay, so it got me there. It took too long to get me. It bothered me that it took that long there. I got a $23 trade out of that in a split second. So it did respect that level. So that's the open, 127.77. I was just a few cents above that. So once it pops through that, this trend's going to disappear to white. Everything's going to change across the board about how people think about this stock. You can see all the time frames. So it does become short bias when it starts to pass that. I'm waiting a minute because there's going to be a lot of changes in how people trade this. Wow, Nvidia's down. What is going on? Is there bad news overall? Oh, did that report come out? Oh, I don't have my other news on today. Might have been that jobs report, or there was a couple of reports coming out this morning. Let's see here. Is it going to hold this so we can like bounce off it or not? Gotta wait, guys. It's just too risky to see what's happening right here. That's a lot of red going down to try to play it long right now. We need it to consolidate and push up. I mean, there's some bounces here, but if you're in and out quick, I'm sure people are just taking every one of these trades, using their hotkeys and on light speed. And if you pay, you can make it so that you just pay, like, rather than pay for every trade, you pay like $150 a month, or you have different stuff you can do there. Can't remember what plan I'm on right now, but I keep it in mind when I do the trades that I always, I need to make money. You can't just stay dormant on a platform like Lightspeed. They charge you to not trade, because if you're not giving them the liquidity in the market, they're going to charge you money. So here we go. So this is the level that I turned around before. I would have got 11 cents, 15 cents. I'm just looking at it. If I got in at 80, 16 cents, and then it came right back down. So I would have had to have been fast. It wasn't much to gain there. It's not like that was better. That was 20 cents. So that would have been $20. But again, yeah, whoa, see. And if I missed it, then that would have happened. So that's the open, and that is now, what are people going to do here? Right? Isn't that the open? Yeah, that's the open. We broke pre-market high. We broke below the open. They decided they wanted to go long on it. There's the pre-market high, so it's just kind of doing a ping pong here. Volume went up as it went up. So if it breaks out and goes green, we have a chance to trade this still. But otherwise, we probably should move from this, because it's not, it has to consolidate, or it's just impossible to trade this. Again, I could catch these. I mean, in a perfect world, I would have got every one of those, but it's just a little risky, guys. Tend to want to break it down on short off these, honestly. See if it goes up higher to give me an opportunity to short this stuff. See, we're up here. This used to be our support up here. That's the ATR high level. Move the entire ATR right there, all one way. The half level's way down here somewhere, right now, right there. That's your RV strategy level right there. It's kind of a fun stock, though. I remember I traded this a while ago. It didn't move quite this fast. I mean, as far as its price action, but as with any stock, then you need to, you know, I mean, the way it's filling, I like it, is what I mean. That makes it fun, but it's not moving particularly good for us right now. But let's see. Starting to consolidate. That's why I didn't go away from it, because if it again, you know, uses this level of support and bangs up, then we might really have something here to try to capture some of these. Let's see if it supports off the 80 or the 77 level. Okay, it broke to 77. It did that before, though. Went all the way down to 69. Let's see if it's going to keep doing it. I might go for it here. Wow, it was 68 and it popped right up. Yeah, I should have grabbed it. It was 15 cents anyway. I don't know. Get back up here. Yeah, I'm not going to go in it. Didn't retrace, so it's still breaking down. All right, time is getting short, so I think I'm going to try to find something that maybe we can trade a little easier than this. Because the Tesla's pulling back. Let's see if there's something to do there. This will be my third. I've been green on this. This is my third entry over here. How was I on? So I'm like 90 bucks on that, on the one we just left. Did I trade this one? No. What did I trade that got me? Was it this one? 41, right? So I'm 130 less this. So if I would be, so I'm just over 100 bucks. That sucks. All right. For this long of a trading, it's been a struggle, but at least it's green. I know that however I'm doing, Charlie's probably doing very close to the same. So I know we want to get her at least 150 a day. Her goal is 3,000 for the month. So some days, if we can go over that, that's good. We had a holiday already this month. Let me get this back down to 50 shares. So, wow, really respected that level there. Is that the pre-market high? I think it is. Yeah, pre-market high, and there's the open. It's very similar to what we were just trading, the levels. Market magnet looks like it wants to pull it up, and it's going up. So let's go short off this level, guys. If we 48.50, if it gets up there, I'll go short. That's still a long ways away, but this moves fast. Now it's breaking down, so we got to be careful going long here. Started to pull back, making a nice bear flag here on the 5 minutes, so we've got to be careful. This could be a real flush. Because let's face it, that news shouldn't have sent it up, but it's very emotional. Wow, it spiked that level. Was that a shadow wick, or did that really happen? Did that hit 347 for a split second? I can't tell. I wasn't watching. I think that was just a shadow wick. Not price, meaning it's never price you could actually catch. Sensitivity, picking up algorithmic movements. Here we go. That's when, if you set it on the ladder, maybe, if it ever even went there, that would have been a great trade, right? Yeah, had a buy right there, popped all the way back up. Fibs at 45.76, a ways down, right there. That would be a solid place to turn around. It was down there before, right near it. What price was that at? 46.26. So yeah, it was like right in here before it turned around, close to it. Could probably see it over here. Yeah, there it is. 33. Well, there's the spike. 20 something. Nice consolidation pattern here on the 1 minute. It's beautiful. So let's really check our channels. Pre-market high down to the 347 even. That's the traversing that. Yeah, really for quite a while it's been at that level. So 15 minutes or so. Definitely worth taking a shot for the probabilities to try to catch one or the other, not in the middle here. I mean, that's historical data from a while ago. Why don't we take a look at this while it's grinding here? So that's this level. Wow, that's definitely that would even be a little below that because that's a real spike. That would be something that's worth respecting. So is level 3 here. I don't know where that is. We're way up here though, right? Yeah, we're at that one. Oh wow, I left it and it spiked. Ugh, that's where I would have gone short, and it would have been a good trade. Damn. Remember, I was waiting for the pre. I looked to see where that level was, and it broke right through it while I was gone. Maybe some of you guys caught that. That would have been a great trade, right? So you would have got it up here at 48.40, and you'd be all the way down, almost $1. Now $1 trade. Wow. Annoying. There'll be another trade. Looking to buy the bid down here off to 347. See how close it gets. It's definitely starting to traverse the channel. Got to 14 cents. There it goes. Way below it. Risky. We need a bounce back real fast. Because it went so far, it's like, wow. I'm just going to try to get out. I got a little bit of money there because I'm not sure it's going to keep going up. I just decided to chicken out and get some money. So let's see. It broke that further than I wanted to see it break it, but it hit the magnet again. Yeah, the magnet pulled down a little bit. It looks like the 50%. So now that it's consolidating a bit, it might be worth. You see, most of you guys are with me. That's why I'm still staying here, because most of you guys are here too. But I will be probably wrapping it up soon. I think we could maybe get to 150 here if we just play our candlesticks right before I get off. That fib's down at 345. I'd feel way better if we were down at that level before I went long, which is quite a ways down still, down here. It's because it's breaking down here, so now it's using the 347. So this is, now we're out of this area, so now it's like it's scarier to trade here. Yeah, we haven't been down. We've had some spikes over here. Let me smooth that and just see. I'm looking at this one too and trying to smooth it. At the $0.75, yeah. Yep, it broke that already. Wow. MACD turned it around. Look at that. Looking to go short up in here, 348 to 348.50 range. It's right in the middle again. Just don't like where it's sitting. Remember, we were thinking 347 was an entry. So don't want to go short right here. A long entry right there. All right, guys, it looks like it's going to give us an opportunity to go short. It could be a mistake, but let's see. Every trade could be a mistake, right? Every trade. I like to keep that caution in my brain. Now, this will be the 4th time it hits at this level, so that could be a breakdown. MACD says no. That's a smoothing level, so that's not I would respect the $1.5 more than that intraday smoothing level. Just sort of a guideline. Yeah, there it goes. 50 cents. I'm going to go in at the 50 cents if it hits it. 346.50 or anywhere below it. And give it a shot. Thinking we'll get some retracement back up. There it goes. It picked me up. Wow, that's at 40 cents, but it didn't pick me up. I already would have had a good trade. I'm going to get out. Yeah, I got out because of the way it was looking. I was like, no, it doesn't look the same anymore. Here's our fib. I'm going to go in at the fib area, right above the fib. So 20 cents or so above it, 22 cents above it. Looking for a big pullback from that fib. Watching that fib for a pullback. Oh, it's hurting me. Whoa, it went way below the fib now. Now I got to get out soon. Okay. So I got to just, I'm not going to ride it to the ATR. Oh, well, I had a good trade and then I got to get out. Okay. All right. That was a bad trade. So now we're not doing too good. I mean, we're still very green, but wow, huh? Just decided to make a move down and broke everything we were counting on all at once. And that can happen, you know, so I could go long right here thinking about it, but now it's kind of making it's got a downward trend. Everything's down. That was like our last hurrah for a retracement like it was doing. And then it decided to not do that as I got into it. So I was 20 cents above that level. This really, the RV strategy, I'm just kind of curious to see if this rejects it here, if it keeps hitting it. But it seems like it's just going straight down. So out of all the drama, I was like 25 bucks down, and now I'm 46 bucks down. So I lost $20. Got down to only 8 down, and then all this time, and nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. Still, I got a nice little green number, but it means I have to come back and trade again so that Charlie can be nice and whole. Yeah, the market's just fading, man. Everything's just falling. There must have been some news from that. I don't have it here, but a fickle market, huh? Yeah. I'm not going to take a trade on this anytime soon, and I'm not going to go shopping around. So I guess I'm going to call this session done for now. At least we're green. I hope you guys are more green than me. Hope you guys have a good weekend. And I am working on a new script, so keep your alerts on. That should be kind of interesting to help our guideline with this scalping. And I hope everybody was green along with me. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Be careful out there, and I will see you soon.